Engines growl in the distance. A single flag flutters in the morning light. Then the sound of hundreds more joining in. The streets come alive, not with chaos, but with rhythm, the rhythm of freedom. Every roar of a bike feels like a heartbeat, a reminder that liberty isn't just celebrated in parades or speeches, it's lived, breathed, and carried onto wheels. Tone, cinematic, reflective, and emotionally grounding. The morning begins before the sun fully rises. Mist hangs over the quiet town streets, and you can almost hear the anticipation in the air. Somewhere down the road, a motorcycle engine cracks through the silence, one sound that signals the start of something special. Soon, another joins in, and then another, until the calm morning turns into a symphony of rolling thunder. It's not noise. It's unity. It's Liberty Fest morning. As the first light spills across the horizon, chrome glints like sparks of dawn fire. Rows of polished bikes line up side by side, old classics, roaring choppers, and sleek modern beasts, all sharing the same patch of pavement. Riders adjust their helmets, stretch out their gloves, and give that small nod to each other, the kind of nod that says we've been waiting for this. You can feel the heartbeat of the town start to rise. Families step out onto porches holding mugs of coffee. Kids wave tiny flags and street vendors begin warming their grills. The smell of breakfast burritos, leather, and gasoline fills the air, an odd mix. But for this day, it's perfect. In the distance, banners sway in the soft breeze, red, white, and blue, with bold letters spelling out Liberty Fest 2025. The name alone carries weight. It's not just an event. It's a promise to come together, to ride for something greater than speed, greater than show. It's a ride for gratitude, for community, for the freedom to live out loud. A group of veterans stand near the stage, each wearing jackets decorated with patches and memories. Their eyes follow the flags as they rise. Behind them, younger riders look on, inspired, respectful, knowing they're standing among history. And then comes the moment. The sound of the national anthem echoes through the square. Riders stand tall beside their bikes, helmets resting on seats, hands over hearts. For a brief, beautiful moment, everything stands still. The engines, the chatter, even the wind seems to pause. It's not just a song. It's a reminder of what this festival means. As the final note fades, engines start again, one by one, building back the rhythm. The day has begun. Liberty Fest 2025 is alive. Tone, grounded, warm, nostalgic. Visually descriptive, ideal for faceless storytelling, the town doesn't just wake up today, it transforms. What was quiet yesterday is now a living postcard of color, sound, and celebration. Main Street stretches like a river of chrome and denim, flowing with laughter, camera flashes, and the steady hum of engines waiting their turn to roll. Every corner seems to breathe with life. The air itself feels thicker, not from smoke or dust, but from excitement. Along the sidewalks, booths spring up like old friends setting camp handmade crafts. Hot dogs sizzling on open grills, and ice-cold lemonade sweating in clear plastic cups. The smell of barbecue drifts lazily through the air, mixing with the faint tang of motor oil. It's a strange combination, but somehow it fits perfectly here. This isn't just a bikers gathering. It's a celebration of everyone who calls this small town home. Riders, dreamers, families, and wanderers alike. Kids run between rows of bikes, eyes wide as they trace the shiny metal, their reflections caught in every curve of chrome. Some riders crouch down to show them how the gears work, or let them honk a horn just for the thrill of it. Their laughter cuts through the low rumble of idling engines, pure, joyful, and contagious. At the center of it all stands the Liberty Stage, a simple wooden platform decorated with red, white, and blue bunting. Behind it, the town's old courthouse towers proudly, draped with a giant flag that waves against the morning breeze. Local bands tune their guitars, the sound echoing softly off the brick walls. Nearby, the festival announcer's voice crackles over the speakers, his words full of warmth and hometown pride. "This year marks our 10th Liberty Fest," he says. And we're thankful for every rider, every volunteer, and every moment that brought us here. Applause ripples through the crowd. People cheer, wave, raise their helmets. And in that instant, it feels like the entire town is one big family. No one here is a stranger. Everyone belongs. Even the wind seems to know where to go, carrying the sound of laughter and music up into the sky, across the fields, and down the open road that brought them all here. It's more than a festival. It's a reminder that freedom isn't loud or complicated. Sometimes it's just the space to gather, the road to ride, and the people to share it with, as the camera pans across the sea of faces young and old. Leather and lace, veterans and newcomers, one thing becomes clear: Liberty Fest isn't just a tradition. It's a heartbeat, one that grows stronger with every passing year. Tone, visual, powerful, and emotionally immersive, like a cinematic travel short. The sound arrives before the riders do, a low thunder crawling over the horizon. It starts as a whisper, then swells into a storm of vengeance. Dust rises. Flags flutter. The ground itself seems to tremble. The Liberty Fest has officially begun. The riders are coming home. From every direction they roll in, long highways, back roads, gravel paths, all leading here. To the heart of the town, the morning light hits their windshields like tiny sparks of gold. Rows of headlights stretch as far as the eye can see. Every bike tells its own story. Some shine like they just left the showroom. Others carry the marks of 1,000 miles, scratches, stickers, and memories from roads less traveled. The first wave of riders enters the town square, greeted by cheers, applause, and waving flags. The crowd parts to make room, and the riders slow down. Coasting through the heart of Liberty Fest like champions returning from a long journey, cameras click. Children sit on their parents' shoulders, wide-eyed at the parade of chrome and thunder. Among them is a man with a faded leather jacket, the same one he's worn for 20 years. The back reads "Ride Free." He smiles as he sees familiar faces in the crowd. Every year, he says it's his last ride. And every year, he finds another reason to come back, nearby. A group of young riders pull in, their bikes painted bright and bold blue flames, lightning bolts, even one shaped like a bald eagle. They park beside veterans who've been doing this since before they were born. For a moment, time feels like it folds in on itself, generations standing shoulder to shoulder, bound by the same love of the open road. Vendors hand out cold drinks. Photographers snap portraits, and laughter rolls through the air like the echo of an old song. The announcer's voice crackles over the speakers again, half drowned by the sound of engines. "They're here," shouts. "The Riders of Liberty." One by one, helmets come off. Faces tired from the road, but smiling deeply, proudly. You can see it in their eyes. The long ride, the freedom, the quiet gratitude of arriving somewhere that feels like more than just a destination. It feels like belonging as the last few riders make their entrance. The camera pulls back, a wide shot of the entire street alive with color and motion. Flags waving, people cheering, bikes gleaming in the sun. The music rises, blending with the rumble of engines, and somewhere in that sound, you can hear it, the heartbeat of Liberty Fest, strong and steady. Ready for the day ahead, Tone. Poetic, cinematic, freeing, full of motion and visual storytelling, the engines rise in unison. A rolling wave of thunder that sweeps through the valley. The sun climbs higher, spilling gold across the blacktop. Tires hum. Shadows stretch. The ride begins. The first few miles always feel sacred. The town fades in the mirrors, and the open road takes its place wide, endless, and calling. Riders spread out like a ribbon of chrome, winding through the countryside. You can almost feel the wind pushing against the camera lens, the sound of engines blending with the rush of air, the rhythm of the heart. Some roads carve through open plains where the horizon never ends. Others twist around forest bends, where sunlight flickers through leaves like sparks of freedom. Every turn feels like a story waiting to be told. There's no rush. There's no finish line. Just the simple truth that the journey itself is the celebration. A drone shot sweeps above the riders. Dozens, maybe hundreds, moving as one. From above, it looks like a dance choreographed by the wind. The old bikes rumble with deep, gravelly tones. The newer ones sing with sharp precision. Together, they create a harmony only the road understands. A rider at the front, graybeard.com eyes, raises a hand. The group slows. They pass by an old bridge draped with flags. On the side, families wave and hold signs that read, "Thank you, riders." The smiles from the crowd are enough to make any journey feel worth it. The road winds past farms, rivers, and rolling hills. Somewhere along the route, riders pull over near a field. Helmets come off. Laughter fills the air. Stories start to spill out about the toughest climbs, the longest rides, the roads they'll never forget. Someone passes around a thermos of coffee. Another tunes a small radio playing classic rock. For a few minutes, the world feels smaller, simpler, perfect. Then, just as quickly, it's time to roll again. Engines ignite. Dust rises. The pack moves forward, not toward an ending, but toward the next stretch of sky. Because here, on these roads, every mile is a reminder. Freedom doesn't live on maps. It lives in moments like this: wind, sun, the hum of a machine that never stops dreaming. The camera pans upward, a long, sweeping shot of the riders disappearing into the distance. The sound of their engines fades, replaced by the whisper of the breeze and the echo of a single thought that lingers in the air. Some rides take you places. Others remind you why you started. Tone, emotional, grounded, reflective, told through human moments and visual storytelling. The sound of engines fades, replaced by laughter, conversation, and the faint strum of a guitar from somewhere down the street. The ride might be what brings everyone here, but it's the people who give this festival its soul. Under a white tent near the town square, a veteran sits beside his motorcycle, an old black Harley with the paint worn thin by time and weather. On the tank, a small flag decal has started to peel at the corners. He runs his fingers over it and smiles. "This bike carried me through more than roads," he says softly. "It carried me home." His voice cracks slightly, but the pride in his eyes tells the rest of the story. People gather around to listen, not out of pity, but respect, the kind that can't be faked. A few stalls away, a young couple adjusts a handmade sign that reads, "First Liberty Fest together," laughs as they try to take a selfie. Helmets still in hand, cheeks flushed from the ride. For them, it's not about horsepower or chrome, it's about being part of something bigger than themselves. The girl says, "You can't explain this feeling. You just have to be here." Further down the road, a group of kids sit cross-legged in the grass, watching a row of bikes like they're watching superheroes. One of the riders kneels beside them, showing how to kickstart an old Triumph. The smallest kid looks up and asks, "Is it hard to ride?" The rider smiles. "No," he says, "you just have to want to go somewhere." Nearby, the camera catches snippets of small-town beauty, a woman handing lemonade to a dusty traveler, an older man fixing a flagpole with quiet patience, a band tuning up while a dog naps in the shade of a parked Harley. These aren't staged moments, they're pieces of a living story. Voiceover: every person here carries a reason. Some ride for the love of the road. Some ride to remember. Some ride to heal. But all ride because something inside them still believes in the idea of liberty, not just as a word, but as a way of life. The sun starts its slow descent. Faces glow in the golden light, faces of strangers who, for this one weekend, feel like family. There are no walls here, no barriers, just shared roads, shared meals, and shared stories that remind everyone what freedom feels like when it's lived. Not spoken, the camera lingers on a final shot, a child waving a flag, her reflection caught in the chrome of a passing bike. The narration softens. Maybe that's what Liberty Fest is really about, passing something forward. A feeling, a story, a spark, the kind that keeps freedom alive long after the engines go quiet. Own cinematic, warm and emotionally charged, full of movement, light and humanity as the sun sinks behind the old courthouse. Liberty Fest shifts gears. What was once the sound of engines becomes the rhythm of music, Guitars echo across the fairgrounds, drums roll like heartbeats. And the crowd moves as one, clapping, laughing, swaying under strings of glowing lights that stretch from rooftop to rooftop. The air smells of sweet barbecue and summer dust. Lanterns begin to flicker to life, hanging from trees like tiny stars. In every direction, color dances, red, white, and blue flags, reflecting in chrome and mirrored sunglasses. You can feel it in the air, that soft hum of togetherness that words never quite capture. On the main stage, a local band starts their first song, and the lead singer's voice drifts out over the crowd. It's rough, soulful, honest, the kind of voice that sounds like it's been on the road too. Couples sway to the music, veterans tap their boots to the beat, and kids chase each other between food stalls with glowing bracelets. The entire town seems to move to the same rhythm. The camera pans across faces, a mix of joy and peace, exhaustion and gratitude. Someone pops open a can of soda, another raises a toast, and a group of riders share a laugh so loud it echoes over the music. These aren't actors. They're neighbors, friends, and travelers who all ended up in the same place for the same reason, to feel free in a quiet corner. A group of older riders sit on their bikes, engines off, watching it all unfold. "It's grown a lot since the first one of them says with a grin. "Back then, it was just 10 of us and a flatbed truck for a stage." They chuckle, but their eyes glisten with pride. Growth doesn't change the meaning, it just makes the memory stronger as night deepens. The host steps on stage with a microphone. Before the fireworks, he says, "Let's take a moment." The crowd quiets. Thousands of people stand still, heads bowed. A sea of phone lights rise slowly into the night, tiny flickers of thanks. The host continues, "For the ones who rode before us, for the ones who keep riding, for the freedom that lets us gather like this." Then silence. And in that silence, the fireworks begin. Bright streaks explode overhead, painting the night in gold and crimson. The reflection glows on helmets, windshields, and smiling faces. A roar rises from the crowd, not of engines, but of hearts. It's a moment that feels suspended in time, one no lens can ever truly capture. The narrator's voice returns. Softer now, freedom doesn't live in history books or monuments. It lives here in the laughter, in the music, in the hearts that still find joy beneath the same sky. The fireworks fade, leaving trails of smoke curling into the stars. The festival lights glow a little dimmer, the music slows, but the spirit lingers deep, steady, in thankful tone, poetic, heartfelt. And cinematic ending with gratitude and depth, the night settles softly over the fairgrounds. The fireworks are gone, the music fades, and the air smells faintly of rain and smoke. A few riders remain, engines off, leaning against their bikes, talking in low voices. The lights along Main Street flicker gently, tired but glowing. Like the final embers of a long, beautiful day, the camera drifts slowly across the quiet streets. Confetti sticks to the asphalt. Flags rest still in the night air. Somewhere in the distance, a lone guitar hums a few fading chords. The crowd has thinned, but the spirit of the day lingers. Calm, strong, alive, voiceover. Every festival ends. The music stops, the engines cool, and the crowd heads home. But Liberty Fest isn't something that stays behind in the streets. It travels in the hearts of the people who came here. In the stories they'll tell on their next ride. In the memory of standing shoulder to shoulder and remembering what freedom feels like. Cut to slow shots, hands shaking, hugs shared, helmets buckled once more. A rider starts his bike, the headlights slicing through the dark. He waves at a family on the sidewalk before rolling out, his taillight glowing like a final spark of the night. The narrator continues. Maybe that's what makes this festival different. It's not about how far we've ridden, but about how much we've remembered that freedom isn't found in distance. It's found in connection, in gratitude, in the small, fleeting moments that remind us why we keep moving forward. As the first riders leave town, the camera rises. The glow of Liberty Fest fades into the darkness, but the sound of engines slowly builds again, softer this time. like a promise whispered into the wind. A final shot, dawn beginning to break on the horizon. The road stretches ahead, long and endless. We ride not to escape life, the narrator says, voice steady and warm, but to feel it. To be thankful for the roads that brought us here, and the freedom that lets us ride again tomorrow. A single flag waves against the morning light as the words appear on screen. Ramblin Rides, thankful for Liberty Fest 2025, fade to black. The faint sound of a revving engine fades into the distance.